All right, from South Dakota, we have head coach Don Plitza-White, student athletes Allison Arns and Hannah Shervin. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach, and then we'll field questions for the student athletes. Go ahead, Coach.
I certainly felt that was a very hard-fought battle. I thought we came out and we were really attacking and hitting shots very early in that game. And then our offense started to slow down a little bit, but our defense was very, very good in the second quarter, which allowed us to build some momentum, I thought, at halftime. I thought North Dakota State came out in the third quarter and really took it to us. I thought they were very, very aggressive. It started with an offensive rebound and did a lot of good things in an area that we can learn from, and we've got to get better at finishing the second half, I think, out defensively the way that we wanted to. But I also think North Dakota State did a great job and were very, very aggressive and physical. At the same time, we did, I thought, a good job, and these two ladies did a very good job of finding ways to create turnovers, which then we were fortunate enough to get out and get going and get the ball moving and hopefully score some points. But I think it's a very good win for us, a great way to start the tournament, and kind of fun to be back at it after a week off. That week off in the meantime is something that I know our players were really anxious about getting back and getting playing, and so something that we're excited to be back at it now, and I'm certainly looking forward to an opportunity to play again.
And one quick reminder, we will be passing around the mic, so if you could wait for the mic for your question, please. Thank you. Go ahead for the student athletes.
What adjustments did you guys make specifically defensively against them coming into today?
Well, coming into the second half, I thought they did a good job. They changed a few things in their offense, so it took us a little bit to adjust to it. But just getting around their post players and just denying their guards and putting pressure on the ball, that was kind of our main adjustments.
The first half there offensively, it obviously couldn't have started any better. I think you were like 5 or 6 for 6 to start. If you could just talk about what was clicking there.
I think we did a good job of keeping the ball moving and sharing the ball well, and that always seems to work well for us.
Hannah, when you a little loud. Hannah, when you come off the bench, what's your mindset? Because you've been kind of known all season for that, where you come in and you play a few minutes at a time, but you're very productive. What's your mindset when you come off the bench?
I think I'm just excited for the opportunity to play. After sitting out a year, it feels like I've been on the bench for a while, so it's exciting to get to go into a game at any point.
Allison, it's your last go around with the Summer League tournament. How does it feel to get that started and get that going again?
Well, I've been here a few times, so it felt good going into that game. Sometimes on that first game there's a few jitters and things like that, so it was good to get them out and good to walk out with the win.
Pass right there.
Allison, what are some things over the course of this year that have made your team distinctively good? And what are some of the deals that maybe another coach would look at your team and think, well, okay, this is why these guys are good?
I would say we're a very selfless team. I think that we do a really good job of working together, sharing the ball. There's no selfishness really that I feel like a lot of teams could find. I just think we just work so well together.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Oh, one in the back there.
Allison, you went 7 of 8 from the floor, 3 of 3 from the free throw line. Are you looking to carry that momentum into the next game?
Well, I hope so. I'll try.
All right, ladies, thank you. You can go ahead and head back to the locker room.
Coach, you had a stretch in the second quarter there where I think it was turnover, shot clock violation, and either another turnover or a near violation. What makes your defense so strong out there on the floor?
Well, I think the toughness that our young ladies play with, it comes from their desire to do very well, but I think they also have an urgency and a want to defend. And that's something that not every player has and not every team has, and I certainly think this team wants to be good defensively. I think the versatility within our players, so we have multiple players who can defend different spots. I thought the last time that we played against North Dakota State, Guys Larova really lit us up, and today during the course of the game there were multiple players that did a really nice job, I thought, of trying to get out and give her some ball pressure and make shots really, really difficult. So I think that versatility is important in what we do, but the bottom line is it's a desire that our young ladies have to be good defensively that certainly propels us forward.
Is that defensive intensity, is that something that the girls came into the program with, or is that something that you've sort of instilled in them over the years?
Well, I think it's something when we look back certainly at who we were either in last year and then certainly moving into this year, it's something that we identified early as a way that we can become better. Even though we held teams down last year, we turned teams over, how do we become even better? How to become more efficient? And since I think certainly the summer, our young ladies have had a desire to be good defensively. Not many teams want to be good defensively in the summer. That's something that is a little bit atypical and certainly something that we're going to continue to be tested. You know, we're fortunate enough to play another game, and with that we're going to play either Denver, who can score very, very efficiently, or the University of North Dakota, who has an opportunity to space the floor, shoot it, and also dump it inside. So we're going to be tested for sure, but we're just excited to have another opportunity to play.
Dawn, if you look back at what your expectations for this team were, and compare it to what the team you have now, are there things that you're better at than you thought you'd be? Are there things that you struggle with a little bit more than you thought you would?
That's a great question. I think we look at it certainly from game to game in terms of how we need to do things better. So going into this game, we really felt like when we played North Dakota State the time before, we didn't do a good enough job getting out and pressuring them on the perimeter, and they were able to hit a bunch of arc shots against us. This time I thought we did a nice job guarding the arc, but we didn't do as good a job of taking away their drill penetration. So I think we look at it more specifically in terms of how do we get better game by game and make some of those adjustments. But what I love about this group of young ladies is what I think Allison talked about, their selflessness, their team-first mentality, but also the desire to continue to be hungry and get better. You know, and not looking at it and saying, hey, we've done a pretty good job, but how do we continue to improve? Because they have an eagerness to be coached and continue to make steps forward, which is really a great sign.
Any other questions for Coach? All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.